Well, well, well. Look what the old cat drug in today. How's it going, folks? I hope you're all doing really good. Today we're going to take a look at this old guy here. This is a vintage Harmony acoustic. Belongs to my dear friend Dan Twombly. This was his first guitar. It's been played a little bit, as you can see. And that's just not, there's actually divots in there from, fingernails and play wear. I got the old number 2 pencil for a peg, all the good stuff. We'll get into the repairs that it needs in a minute, but I got to take a few minutes and just describe this guitar and, the journey that it's been on and kind of the journey that I've been on because of this guitar. So I'm going to rewind till I was, just beginning to play. Dan had already purchased this guitar and he started playing before I did and had taken a couple lessons maybe. He could actually play a song, and that blew me away. He was like my guitar idol. So him and my brother, these guys are older than me, so he'd come over and play guitar with my brother, who was just starting to play as well. And, I'd get a stern warning from my brother, like, you ain't coming in when he comes over. And so they'd go in his bedroom and play, and they kind of shunned me. And I was in the next room, in my own bedroom, and I'd kind of listen to what they was doing and whatnot. And, it really kind of angered me. I was like, I just want to play with people. So anyways, I turned that anger into practice and lots of it. And pretty soon, it wasn't too long, I was getting invited into the other room, like, hey, show me that, and I could have played the mean guy card too, but I didn't. And, I was just happy that I was able to hang out with those guys and play. So, anyways, this guitar really has some sentimental value to me as well, because I sat across from this many, many times playing and working out tunes and that kind of thing. So, this guitar does have a ton of history, lots of funny stories. I'm not going to share them all, but I am going to share one with you, and then we're going to get into the repair end of it, what it needs, and that kind of thing. So if you don't want to hear the story, you can skip ahead or just click off. It doesn't really matter. But so anyway, me and a friend of mine, I was probably, 16, something like that. And I was at a hunting camp out in the middle of nowhere in the Maine woods. This is a common thing. During hunting season, you would go to a camp and hang out with a bunch of other guys and tell lies. Hunting stories and, have a good time and do your thing. So I'm sitting at a hunting camp with a friend of mine in the middle of nowhere. It's nighttime. It's cold, so we got the wood stove cranking, and the usual, it gets too hot, so we had the windows open. And we're sitting at the table, teenage boys having some drinks and a bunch of food on the table, and we're sitting there playing cards and listening to the radio, and all of a sudden my friend said, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "Hear what?" He's like, "I think somebody's here." And just no sooner did he get those words out of his mouth, and I saw this guitar fly through the window, hit the table, blew everything off the table. And my buddy's like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Oh, Dan's here." He's like, "How do you know that?" I said, "That's his guitar." And so we got laughing about that. Those guys, my friend Dan was with a couple of other buddies, and they come in, and we had a bunch of laughs and whatnot. They were out kind of cruising around in a Chevy Chevette, if that dates it at all. But anyways, they left, and let's just say there was psychedelics involved on their part. So as the story goes, I wasn't there, but my friend Dan, I think, was sitting in the back seat, and this big crack here, I don't know if you can really see it, but as the story goes, the guitar was getting drugged down the road. I think he opened the door and maybe tried to slow the car down. I'm not sure. But it was getting drug along the gravel road and whatnot. Yeah, that's just the tip of the iceberg with this thing, but it really does bring back a lot of memories. I mean, I sat across from this thing many, many times playing songs, and, I played this guitar myself, over the years too. So it's going to be a really fun project for me to kind of bring this back, and I think I can do it, but the first thing we got to address is this. Okay? That is a pretty substantial dip in the top, as you can see. I mean, it's a good quarter of an inch. So I'm going to try to fix that, and we'll go through the whole process. I'm going to show you how I'm going to attempt it. I think I got a pretty good plan to do it. Now, this ain't easy, but I'm going to address that definitely. The frets are pretty much down to nothing. They really need to be refretted. We used to call this guitar the Bumblebee. For good reason, it buzzed a lot, so let's just take a quick peek here, and we're gonna get on. Hold on, I'm on the wrong. Okay, inch. Okay. Sorry about the delay, folks. This is just something I'm doing in real time. Yeah, those are down to about 20 thousandths. I mean, that is very low. And that's probably why it buzzed. But over the years, just getting played a ton, they will buzz when you wear them down to the wood. So we're going to probably refret this guy too and straighten that out. The neck's good and straight. Seems to have held up well. I was looking at the neck here just to see if anything is separated, and that all looks pretty solid to me. So it stood up well. Let me take you out of the camera stand here, folks, and give you a little better view. Now, it did have a headstock break at one point, you can see. And my friend Dan said he really can't remember how it happened. I think somebody sat on it. I'm not sure if it was that night, but so he put some glue in there and drove a screw in there to kind of hold it. It's held on good. I'm not gonna probably redo it. I'm not gonna re-break it or anything, but I think I will take the screw out, probably fill that with some glue. The tuners have been replaced. Kind of a nice touch here, how they're not lined up, they're staggered. That's really odd, but maybe those were 6 on a side. I don't know, but they're not very good, so we're going to put a good set of tuners on it for them too. I'm basically going to go through the mechanical components of this guitar and replace them. So those are going. We got new bridge pins for it. You can see the saddle's got grooves in it, which probably attributes to a lot of the buzz as well. So we're going to probably fix that too. The bridge, surprisingly, has not lifted. That was the first thing I looked for. I was like, that's got to be lifted. Most old guitars are. Hats off to Harmony. They did it right. I'm not sure what the model is. You can kind of read some of it. So there you go. This is definitely from the 80s. I'm going to say early 80s, possibly late 70s, but I'm thinking like right around 80, that era. Again, he's played this thing a ton. And it really doesn't sound bad. It sounded pretty good to me always. It is what it is. It's double bound. They did a pretty good job, really, for that time. And it does have kind of the Gibson adjustable bridge thing, which probably does not work anymore, but we don't really care about that. We're going to just get this thing back in order. It's dipped. The neck's dipped down. It's pretty common for older guitars, It's just part of the deal. So, again, this is just going to be a fun project for me. I'll have a lot of laughs as I'm doing it, just remembering where this has been, where it brought him, where it brought me. But this is the guitar that started it all, really. I know it started it for him, but this is part of my musical journey, too. When I see this thing, it immediately takes me back to those days in the bedroom when I was a kid, just trying to be cool like the other guys, the older guys, you know what I mean? But, like I said, they just didn't have the drive or the want to play as bad as I did, I guess. I don't know. I just really, really wanted to be part of that. And, you're it's like, the kid that they won't let play baseball on the team. I was one of those kids too. I was the bat boy, seems like that's been my legacy. But anyways, folks, in the end, it was quite a journey, and this guitar is part of it. And like I said, I have so many memories of this and all the songs that were played, written on this, and I'm sure we're going to do some more too once we get it back up and going. So just a fun project for me, and should be a lot of laughs as we go along too. But this is going to take some work. I'm going to try something new that I haven't tried before, as far as bringing this top back up. So I think what I'm going to do is probably put a straight piece across, probably a good solid piece of hardwood across here, okay, and one inside up underneath the top. And then what I'm going to do is probably wet the inside of the guitar down where I'm trying to actually move it. I'm going to soak it down really good and then put a clamp on there and pinch that, and then wet it down and let it sit for a while. And, hopefully I can bring some of this back. Now, if I can't get it all out, that's not a big deal. Really, the ultimate would be to actually bring it past perfectly flat and then let it, because it's going to want to naturally relax to its original shape. But if I could get even half of that out, I think it would be better, and it would sound better too. So that's going to be my first thing, because I'm going to have to let that sit for a while, and I'll probably have to wet that down a few times. But that's going to be my procedure, and I will document it 100%. And show you guys my little process. Hopefully it works. I think it will. But again, it's not going to be a one-day wonder where you just, clamp it and it magically springs back to new. So it's going to take some time. So we might see a few different videos on this as we go along. And should be a lot of fun. This is not the worst guitar I've worked on as far as condition. But this one definitely needs some love. We got new bridge pins for it too, so we're going to take care of those and just give it a good look inside as well. I want to check the bridge pad, see what that looks like. Uh, Nobody's ever, actually worked on this, so it's going to take a little time and a little thought, like I said. But it's not anything that is, it's not unrepairable. I've seen worse. I've worked on worse, so it's not anything I don't think I can't fix. It's just like I said, it's going to take a little time, and it'll be worth it. I really would like to get this back up and running, and hopefully get it playing better than it was new. Like I said, we're going to refret it too, because these are just, they're gone. A lot of string groove, obviously, but the fret depth itself is just, it's a 0 fret with grooves in it from the string. So I guess that's the best way I can describe it. If you guys know what a 0 fret is, go check out the early 70s Gibsons that had the lowest fret wire they ever made in them, and nobody was a big fan of it. Let's just say that. So anyway, folks, thanks for checking this one out. So this is definitely going to be on the list of repairs. I'm going to be working on this one very soon. And, as I'm letting stuff, kind of reform itself, I'll do some other repair work as well. I have a few other little projects to do, so keep your eyes peeled for this one, and hopefully we can get this back up and going. I'd really love to see the look on my friend Dan's face when I get this back up and going, and just see his reaction. I can't wait to play it myself, actually. So thanks again, folks, for sticking with me and listening to my stories and all my yakking and blabbing here, but that's just part of it, and hopefully you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoy telling these stories, and I know your guitars probably have stories to tell too. So here's one. If you guys want to leave a comment in the comment section, let me know what your first guitar was. I think that'd be kind of cool to hear some of the models and what you guys started out with, and I'd really appreciate that. Well, okay, folks, have a great day, and we'll see you real soon. Be good, okey doke.